In this tutorial, I'm going to review how to use the new view field available in the Tracer 3D Visual. This particular field allows users to specify a kind of categorical input that will generate multiple views of the 3D model based on those categories. So to illustrate this, I have a imported element table that has some meshes in it. So I'm going to go ahead and drag my mesh field over to geometry. And what we're going to see is a Revit file export that contains within it a series of walls, rooms, floor, curtain walls, and so on. And what I want to do is inside of this three-dimensional view, generate multiple parallel views that break this model up based on the category of element. This could be an interesting approach to unpacking the complexity of a 3D object and in some ways simulate a kind of exploded type of view where you can start to really understand the different parts that make up the model. So with this view already set up, I can simply go over to the element fields here and find the category field, and I'm just going to drag the category over to the view input here for the 3D visual. And what this is going to do is it's going to regenerate my scene, and it's now going to display the individual components that make up this 3D model and display them in their own separate views. So because I'm using the Revit category for this, you can see that I have all of my columns in one view, all of my curtain wall mullions in another view, floors in another view, and so on and so forth. And these are parallel views, so if I start to navigate and rotate around the objects, you can see that all 3D views are navigating with it. So this can be a nice way to display multiple components that may make up a single assembly in a model. There's a couple of other aspects to this that might come in handy as you're organizing your views. If you go to the visual format section, you'll see that there is a new views expander, and this allows you to establish how the views will behave, right? So right now I have it set to 30 views per page. Right now we have 8 views being generated, so we're not exceeding that maximum amount. But if I wanted to say, well, show me 3 per page, it will isolate just 3 of them, and then we have this kind of pagination control. So if I wanted to scroll over and see the next set of 3 or the next set of objects, I can do that. So that could be a useful way to kind of organize your dashboard. And if I go down to 1, you can see that it's then going to give me 1 view per page, and then I can cycle through the different systems that are being parsed out here by the views field individually. So this can be an interesting approach perhaps to help you organize your models, break down different systems. There's a use case for, instead of categorizing views by kind of element category, if you pulled up parameters that related to phase, you could compare different phases next to each other, for example. So there are a couple of uses out there for this, but I wanted to make our users aware that this new capability is now included within the Tracer 3D Visual.